As you're all aware, Melissa was last seen physically at her home address in Dover Heights on Wednesday the 11th of November last year. During that day, a search warrant was executed by the Australian Securities Investment Commission, or ASIC, which concluded that evening. Police have been informed that around 5:30am the following day, the front door of her home was heard to close by her son, who believed that it was Melissa leaving to go for a run. At that time, Melissa left her personal belongings, which included her mobile phone, wallet and keys. The next morning, Melisssa Caddick was reported missing to police. As a result, a missing person investigation was launched, which involved police from the Eastern Suburbs Police Area Command, the State Crime Command Missing Persons Registry and other resources. Appeals for information yielded numerous inquiries which have been followed up without any confirmed sightings of Melissa from the time of her reported disappearance. Part of those investigations included extensive land, air and sea searches. During the course of those searches, our Marine Area Command provided advice to investigators based on offshore drift modelling that raised the possibility that an object or a body that entered the water around the Dover Heights area could drift as far south as the Bermagui area. I can now inform you that last Sunday the 21st of February, a shoe was located on the shoreline of the Bordana National Park south of Tathra by campers. Within that shoe were the remains of a human foot. That foot and the shoe, which matched the size and description of a shoe that Melisssa Caddick was seen wearing during the execution of the ASIC search warrant, were conveyed to the New South Wales Health Forensic and Science Services section here in Sydney, where DNA from the foot was last night matched to a DNA sample from Melisssa Caddick's toothbrush and from family members. Melissa's family were informed of the identification last night and are obviously distressed. Now, as you're aware, there's been a lot of commentary and a lot of speculation in relation to the disappearance of Melisssa Caddick, and that's understandable. Clearly, the circumstances of Melissa's disappearance have been distressing for many people, including her alleged victims and, of course, her family and friends. I can say that exactly how Melissa came to enter the water is still a mystery and will be subject of ongoing investigations by the Strike Force team. And police have always kept an open mind in relation to what the circumstances were for her disappearance, including the fact that Melissa may have taken her own life. However, a definitive decision in relation to the manner, time and cause of death is a matter for the coroner. And investigations, as I said, will be ongoing. Finally, can I acknowledge the outstanding work of police from the Eastern Suburbs Police Area Command, State Crime Command, our specialist search officers, the Marine Area Command, and most importantly, our colleagues at New South Wales Health for the outstanding work that they've done in a timely manner to match those remains to Melissa's DNA. I'm happy to take questions now.
Can I ask you a question? Can you tell us the state of the foot inside the shoe?
It was decomposed in a way, so obviously it had been in the water for some time, but luckily scientists were able to extract DNA from that foot and match it to a sample of DNA that we had already obtained from a toothbrush belonging to Melissa and also from her relatives.
Do you suspect that she died shortly after she disappeared?
Look, we just don't know at this point. As I said,
has any CCTV footage emerged between the house of that place and the pitch place?
I'll answer that one first, Simon. I'll come back to you. So look, we just don't know at the moment. It remains a mystery as to when and how she came into the water. And again, that'll be subject of ongoing investigations. In relation to the CCTV, I can say that there was extensive CCTV that's been gathered by investigators, but it does not cover the entire area from where she disappeared.
And Mick, were there any reported sightings occurred in the South Coast?
No. We've conducted extensive investigations from the day that she was reported missing to police, and again we have Got a lot of information, but not one confirmed sighting of her.
Who found the shoes?
It was campers camping down south of Tarthra on the beach. So very fortuitous.
Can you rule out foul play? Steering you in that direction originally when you began this investigation?
As I said, the Marine Area Command use modelling software looking at drift patterns and coastal patterns. They were able to advise us that an object that went into the water around the Dover Heights area on or about the 11th of November could likely, or possibly I should say, drift down as far as Bermagui and even further south, which appears to have been the case. Yeah.
Can you rule out foul play?
Look, at this point, we can't rule out anything. We've kept an open mind all the way along. However, given the circumstances of her disappearance, the fact that she left personal belongings behind, we've always considered the possibility that she may have taken her own life, but that's a matter for the coroner.
You've got to think for her partner and son. Obviously, they've been contacted. Have they been looked after?
Yeah, Gretchen spoke to them last night. They're obviously very distressed, and her wider family members are very distressed as well. We're able to provide some answers, I guess, to them at this point, but this will continue to be an extensive investigation. It'll take some time to prepare a brief for the coroner, and the coroner ultimately is the person who can provide those answers to family and friends.
How decomposed was the body? I mean, when do you think she potentially ended up in the water?
Well, we just don't know. We were left with a shoe and the remains of a foot, and it was quite decomposed.
Is there going to be any further searches for other remains? Is there going to be any further searches for other remains?
Absolutely. Look, we'll be conducting searches, around the area where the foot was located. Of course, now that we know the identification of it, of who it comes from, the searches and ongoing investigation will take all forms as we normally would. And again, we need to provide as many answers as we can to family and friends, and of course, everyone else that's been affected by the alleged actions of Melissa.
This is not a case closed, is it?
No, not at all. Absolutely not at all. There will be extensive investigations that will be ongoing. ASIC obviously have their proceedings which are currently underway, and they're a matter for ASIC, and we have been working with ASIC all along in relation to this. But this matter will form a coronial brief of evidence, and the coroner ultimately will determine what's happened.
Will you be speaking to any of the investors she moved on?
We're in the process of speaking to those investors as we speak as part of the investigation. So, look, we'll have to work with ASIC and see, where those inquiries take us. But ultimately, at the moment, given the fact that we've been able to identify Melissa, it'll be a matter for the coroner that we'll focus on.
It's extraordinary because you really never publicised what she was wearing. I don't think we saw the outfits and the shoes. I mean, how does this stand out?
Well, the last description we have is from the video that was taken during the search warrant executed by ASIC on the 11th of November last year. It's ironic that part of that search warrant footage included footage of her feet and the shoe that she was wearing. And as I said, the shoe that was found down south of Tarthra on the beach there was the same type and size. So obviously, we were hanging and waiting for the results of DNA comparisons.
Were the campers aware of the Melisssa Caddick?
Oh, look, I don't know, to be perfectly honest, but I'm sure they are now.
Were Melissa's family informed when the shoe was found, or did you wait because you wanted to be sure?
No, we waited till we wanted to be sure. At the end of the day, there's a lot of commentary, as you guys are all aware, in relation to this matter, and a lot of speculation about it, and we didn't want to jump to conclusions without confirming.
Well, he sounded quite confident that she was alive. The Commissioner was on radio speaking about entertaining the possibility.
Well, with any missing persons case, while ever there is hope and then families have hope, we have hope too. We owe it to people's families, we owe it to victims to appeal for information, and if people are out there that are missing, we want them to come forward. So that's a normal course of any missing persons investigation. But we do ensure that we keep an open mind and we consider all possibilities.
On the fraud investigation, obviously normally you'd be pursuing that with a view to lay criminal charges against someone.
Yep.
That's obviously not possible now against Ms. Caddick.
Yep.
Have you got any evidence suggesting anyone else could be involved in the fraud?
Oh, look, that's a matter for ASIC, to be perfectly honest, and I don't want to comment about their investigations. I'm not across the detail of what they have. We've been focused on a missing persons investigation from the Eastern Suburbs Police Area Command. So we'll work with ASIC and see what they've got there. But
is your fraud investigation stopping?
No.
Had it begun?
No, we were working with ASIC and we're in the process of commencing a fraud investigation alongside of what they were doing. But at this point, obviously, we'll need to work out and see where we go from there.
Can you tell us as well about what police are investigating in terms of potentially her last movements? What are you looking at as how she may have got to the South Coast?
Well, obviously, we're looking at what the things that I've already said, the drift patterns and the tidal patterns that may have taken her body from the location where she disappeared or any other location down to where the foot was located. So that's obviously a huge focus.
Do you think that she got there on foot?
We simply don't know.
So you would, missing persons investigations every day is quite profile complex. How would you describe it?
Oh, it's one of the most high-profile missing persons cases that in the 30 years that I've been in the police force that I've seen, for good reason. There are understandably people out there who are very distressed about her alleged actions, and the circumstances where she disappeared have been intriguing, and it remains a mystery at this point in terms of how she actually became in the water. Sorry.
Can you just describe exactly whereabouts the body was found?
No,
Is it a remote location?
A remote beach location south of Tathra.
The name of the beach?
I don't have the name of the beach, but we'll give that to you. So.
And just in terms of, sorry, was the body actually went in and over?
We don't know, and that's all we know is that our modelling from our Marine Area Command indicates that an object that would have gone in at that time could possibly have drifted as far south as Bermagui, and here we go. Her foot has been found literally 25 kilometres south east of Bega in that exact location.
And Mick, did it appear that it was a few weeks, a few months decomposed? Do you have any sense of that?
I have no sense, to be perfectly honest. That's a matter for a pathologist. The foot itself will be examined by a forensic pathologist, and hopefully we'll get some answers from that.
Were there any definitive sightings that police were quite hopeful about, were quite excited about?
No, as I said, we've conducted extensive inquiries. We've received a lot of information, but there was not one confirmed sighting of her.
A couple more questions, guys.
Can I just finish by referring people to Lifeline 131114 if people are feeling distressed about this matter or any other circumstances. Again, we understand that there's a lot of speculation, there's a lot of attention on this matter, and we know that it will be distressing for some people. So thank you very much.
Mick, sorry, do you have any sense of what the mental state may be?
No, look, and that again, that is all part of what a coronial brief and what a coroner will determine in terms of manner, time, date, and cause of death. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Will.
Thank you.